action. I've got my handy dandy like background screen, which is just basically this notebook. And so I'm going to be taking that out because we don't need that while I'm working. And then I've got all of my tools, everything I need right next to me to knock out this session. And I just want to say I'm very excited to announce the start of my consultation service. So if you want WarbossTae to walk you through a purge system, then to tailor it specifically to whatever is on your pile of shame in your backlog, then click the link below in the description. It's going to take you to my Calendly offering where you can book a session with me. We'll go over whatever you are working on that's the most pressing to clear your mind and offload all the extra mental clutter to get to painting your miniatures and being successful. That's what I want to do. That's why I started the whole thing. So in my case, I've got these bolt action miniatures that I've finished to just about the place that I want them to be. And when the glue dries on the basing for these guys, I'm going to paint the rim of the base black. But right now, they're going to just remain this gray color while the glue on the basing material dries. And again, this is Geek Gaming Base Ready Scenics. It's a fantastic product. I really had a fun time painting all of their eyeballs. Eyeballs on miniatures are usually my favorite part to knock out at the end, and these guys were no exception. So yeah, I hope you're all doing well out there. Let me know what you're working on. I see a lot of people building and painting their Armageddon sets, which is terrific. Congratulations. I wish I had the funds to pick up one for myself, but hey, they just announced the reveal of the starter sets today in the Warhammer preview show, so that's going to be fun, seeing all of the different color schemes that people are going to be coming up with. So like I said, this is a unit of Croatians for bolt action, and I'm going to take you through my purge system. You might have seen my videos about it, and I'm going to walk you through it, introduce you to the concept of it, and hopefully that will get you to click the link in the description and book a consultation appointment with me. But basically, it's an acronym, and we're going to walk you through it. So P, pick your battlefield. All I want to do tonight is work on these Croatians from bolt action miniatures from Warlord Games, and I want to paint up the parka in spring oak leaf. I want to paint the trousers up in autumn oak leaf. Then I want to do the details on the packs, the harnesses, all the gear that they have. Then I'm going to finally wrap up each miniature with doing the skin tones, the hat, or the fez it's called, and then doing the basing. While the basing dries, I'm going to set them to the side, and my goal for this commission is to knock out the rest of the miniatures in the squad. They've got all of their camouflage done, so all I have to do is work out the stowage, the straps for the harnesses. I did all of their hats, so I also did all the gold on their hats. The gold is a really simple formula, which is Retributor armor and lead belcher at a 1-to-1 ratio. It makes a really beautiful bright brass looking color. I also have to do the bullet coloring and the different gear. And these guys got rifles. They look like Car 98s if my Call of Duty knowledge is still accurate to what it used to be. And I painted all these guys have the machine guns, so they're already ready to go. And then yeah, we got to do the eyeballs and then the basing. So it's going to be a really simple one. I'm going to walk you through my purge system as we go. And again, I want to encourage you to check out the description. Okay, so pick your battlefield. I'm not going to worry about my Night Lords. I'm not going to worry about Death Corps of Krieg. All I'm going to focus on until they are finished is these Croatians. And how much do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Stig 44. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I was like, these aren't MP40s, right? Yeah, these are Stigs because of the longer profile, and these are always like the most powerful. Stig 44s were always the most powerful in Call of Duty games. That's what I remember. I always wanted to get to the uh, Storm Rifle 44, the world's first. Thank you guys, or thank you for the Forest. Appreciate it. Yeah, awesome. It was always my favorite gun to pick up at the end of a campaign. So glad those are out of the way. I think the rest of these are cars, right? Car 98s, because that was the German. These guys are all, I think, Axis. They were Waffen SS troops during the World War II. And yeah, I believe that's one of them. One of them has a rocket launcher, or like a little, not a rocket launcher, but like a little stick grenade launcher on the end of his. But now he's got his rifle shouldered, so I don't know what is this he's got going on. I don't know. My client just gave me all of these, gave me the color scheme that he wanted, and that's what I'm going for. So that is my battlefield. My battlefield is nothing else but these miniatures until they're painted, then they're finished, then I can put them away. So Pete, pick your theater of war, pick your battle. U is understand the victory conditions. I want them battle ready. So finished, painted, based, and black rims around the bases. So these guys are right around the corner. R is roadmap to glory. So I've got my entire painting scheme listed here. Everything, every step of the way from front to finish. That is so that when I'm like here, if I leave the table for a week and I come back, and I'm like, oh my gosh, where am I? Where did I leave off? I can pick these guys up and I can say, okay, we did the parkas, we did the pants, they've got their boots and hats. What is next? Boots and other gear, black base coat, dark reaper highlight. Then I can immediately get back into where I need to be. So that is our roadmap. Roadmap your way to victory, and then just follow the plan. Trust the plan, follow the plan. G is grind with Pomodoro. In a second, when we get started, I'm going to tell my Alexa to play or to time 25 minutes because I'm going to be doing a couple of 25-minute blocks. I hope you join me. I hope you stick around and possibly get some work done on your own for your hobby. 25 minutes of focused work where I don't have any TV, I don't have any distractions. My phone is on Do Not Disturb. I don't have any, like I said, the TV is off. The kids are in bed. Hopefully, fingers crossed, nothing crazy happens. And then 5 minutes where I'll get up, I'll stretch, I'll just mentally unplug from the hobby and not worry about anything else, and then I'll start another session. 25 minutes, 25 on, 5 off. I know in the past what I've done is I've gone up to like 50 minutes of like just grinding it out, or 40. I don't remember if it was 45 or 50, and then I round out the hour either with 10 or 15 minutes of just break, because after like 50 minutes of painting you need to stand up, you need to rub your eyes and get a drink of water and just detach from the hobby for a bit. But I've also done like a 15-minute with a 5-minute break. So whatever works for you, whatever is going to get you to stay in the chair if your back starts hurting, if your eyes start crossing, and you're not really having an effective, like if you feel like you're starting to lower in efficiency and not stay in the flow state with your roadmap, then of course stop painting, take a break, but aim for a block of focused work and then a little bit of a break. That's the G. Grind out some Pomodoro blocks. And E is basically exit clean. When I'm ready to finish, everything goes away. And the good thing about having extra like Tupperware bins and stuff is that all of the paints that I'm using, all of my paints, I can keep right next to me on the side. And then when I'm done for the night and I'm gonna like turn off the live stream, they're all gonna go in like a little Tupperware. Then the models on top of some bubble wrap are gonna go right on top of that. And everything is gonna clear off of my desk. My desk is gonna reset to its barren, blank, vacant state and be completely fresh for when I come back in the morning or whenever is the next time. I think what we all struggle with is sitting at our table and not being in a good place mentally because we've got paint bottles just thrown everywhere. You've got like all the shavings from when you're cleaning your miniatures, all of the dust and all of the plastic residue. You've got like empty frames from things you've cut out, just like thrown on the side. It's not good. It's clutter. It's physical, visual clutter that translates to mental stress. And I don't want that for us. So exit clean. E. All right. Now that I'm ready to go, I'm going to put my roadmap, my recipe right here in front of me so I can see it. I can see where I am and where I'm going. Then I'm going to make sure I know that I'm on the same page with all three of these frames. Yeah, they don't have skin, they don't have hair, they don't have weapons, and they have some stowage. They don't have their gear on their straps for their harnesses. So I'm going to start with let's start with something fun. And let's go a little bit out of order just because that's going to be a little bit of a slog. I'm probably going to lose some of you all. But let's start with faces. Faces and hair. Let's give these models some personality. All right, here we go. If you have any questions at any time, please leave it down below in the comments. And again, we're working through my purge system to get through my backlog and to knock out my pile of shame and make it so that I've got more painted miniatures than not. And if you'd like me to help you come up with a purge system for your very own armies and whatever you're working out, then let me know. You can click on the link in the description and it's going to take you to my Calendly where you can book a session with me. We'll go through a Zoom call over your entire pile of shame, or maybe not your entire pile of shame, but whatever is most pressing to you. And that's, yeah, here we go. I love that I started this consultation like service. I kind of wish I'd started it sooner, but better late than never. Hey, what did you guys think of the reveals today for the Warhammer summer preview show? I was kind of excited to see Old World getting some love. I was a little bummed out that the armies they were focusing on were the Chaos Warriors and Grand Cathay. I feel like Grand Cathay has gotten so much time in the sun, all the new miniatures and the focus on them when they weren't even released back in, I guess, episode season 1, right back when it was Bretonians and Tomb Kings, and then they just kind of disappeared. Bretonians and Tomb Kings disappeared, and then it was all Grand Cathay at a certain point. And poor Wood Elves, like they came out and they're not even. Oh, what's up, Blue? Wood Elves like aren't getting any love. So what was revealed? All new Chaos Warriors of Chaos miniatures for the Old World. They look pretty great. The Chaos Dragon, the two-headed Chaos Dragon, looks amazing. You can either build him with a Chaos General or a Sorcerer. I think that's it for Old World. Oh no, they're releasing their they're not calling it Spearhead. They're calling it something else. But it's basically Spearhead. It's smaller games of Old World rather than a giant 2,000 point game. So they're actually starting by releasing a like a box set of Grand Cathay and Warriors of Chaos, and then I think they're gonna start releasing these like boxed sets, like a Kill Team or not Kill Team, Combat Patrol, and Spearhead. That's like the next thing on the horizon. New Chaos Warrior models, Chaos Knights models. I think the color scheme they chose, which was just like a tarnished silver and like some gold trim. I don't think it shows off the model as well as they could have been shown off when you stack them up and rank them up like in Old World, like in Warhammer Fantasy. Having just a bunch of silver to look at is not as interesting. I think it would have been cooler to see if they had been painted all black or maybe even red if they're like corn, right? But like that, the classic black Chaos Warrior, black armored with gold trim, I think that would have looked really good. And I get they're just trying something new with the look. So yeah, Chaos Warriors and Grand Cathay for the old world, and then for Warhammer 40k they revealed the starter sets that everybody's been expecting them to release the images for. So they're all Ultramarines versus Orcs. The official starter set is going to be, I think they're called like Space Marines, right? But all of the official artwork and store colors are going to be in Ultramarines blue. Then in Horus Heresy, I think they revealed 3 Custodes miniatures. A big reveal was the Ogres. The Ogres had a huge range update, and it's all for Age of Sigmar. So even though they started in Warhammer Fantasy, and I think you can play them in the old world, there are a bunch of new miniatures. The miniatures look great, and they're really leaning more into the Eastern, I think the Eastern like aesthetic. A lot of the poses and the faces, and it's really interesting the way they've sculpted the bodies with all these scars on their shoulders and backs. Like the models look terrific. They look really, really terrific. And there's a unit called Gut Seers. And I think in the fiction they use like their gut magic to shut down enemy wizards, and they're like known as wizard hunters. But they've got these hoods over their heads that remind me of Bragg. Bragg the Gutsman, is that his name? The executioner guy. So the ogres are going to be so good when they come out. They announced like, oh yeah, they revealed like there's going to be an army pack. Yeah, the old world does look fun. It does look fun. I wish they had focused more on some more like traditional classic armies. I think there's even some artwork of like Empire versus Orcs, and I think that would have been a solid release product. They did Orcs and Empire. I would have bought it up. How you been, Blue? What you working on, man? What's going on in your neck of the woods lately? How have you been? I love Bugman's Glow for skin. Yeah, it's really great coverage, and if you thin it down, do multiple layers, or just thin it down so it doesn't clog up all the details, and it really does help. Alright, well, I'm good. Lots of 14, 9, Doomfix. Ooh, working on 2 kill teams. Nice. I love kill team. I think kill team and, yeah, spearhead, combat patrol. That's the way to go. I feel like building up a 2,000 point army list is kind of like a thing of the past, at least for me. There's too many armies, there's too many new releases, there's too many great new miniatures, and being a painter first, I think it's a lot more fun to just collect like a kill team's worth, or a spearhead's worth of miniatures, just to get a flavor for what it's like to paint that army. You don't have to commit to buying and painting 2,000 points of something. Murder Wing and Hurricane Jaegers. Nice. Very cool. I've got to build up and paint a Murder Wing team for a client, and I've just been avoiding it because he gave me the miniatures, but he didn't have the instructions. So I'm having to look up on Reddit the build instructions, which is great because they have a whole subreddit called Warhammer Instructions. If you ever lose your instructions, players, then just head to Reddit and just search for Warhammer Instructions as the subreddit, and then the search for the whatever you need. They have everything. They've got like even like Death Core of Krieg from Forge World came with like a one sheet of instructions that was like so completely inadequate for assembling those miniatures. It's so funny to think how they got away with a lot of the Forge World instructions, actually, now that I think about it, because I bought an Orc War Boss on Warbike a while ago, and yeah, those instructions were not helpful to me at all. It's just like a single page printed with a bunch of labels. It doesn't show you the process or the build order. All right. I remember when I was about 13, the Old World Start Collecting box came with Empire and Orcs. Yep, I still remember playing with my best friend with poorly painted minis and loved every second. Now I'm 35 and have a collection. I can tell you what I have. Yep, same here, brother. My garage of shame in Sacramento, it calls to me like the One Ring calling to Sauron. But I'm actually in the Bay at my mother-in-law's house, so I get to have it out of sight, out of mind for a little longer. I actually, like, I was thinking if I do ever get the funds to commit to buying a Armageddon box, what I wanted to do was paint them up as Black Templars to match John Blanche's iconic Black Templar artwork. I thought that would be a great way to honor him, but also to try to test out a fun group of models with a classic color scheme. I think I would have to kit bash some things, though. I don't think you can use them as straight well, I don't know. I haven't looked at the rules for the Black Templars. Yeah, it's so cool. My neighbors here, or my mother-in-law's neighbors, are avid gamers. The front part of their house is actually like a game room, and they've got cupboards and cupboards of miniatures, and they've got like every game, and they got board games, and it's just so much fun. I went to check out their place, and they've got like 2 resin printers going all the time, and they're just really great guys. So I want to actually do some videos for them because they're really into Kingdom Death as well, and I love me some Kingdom Death, so I want to do some coverage of that to honor my mother-in-law's neighbors. Very cool miniatures. Yep, the container of shame. I've got a whole garage of shame. Happy I found your channel. Thank you, Tom Zaimo. Happy hobbing mate. Much love from Australia. Right on. Just saw the Heater documentary. Very impressed. The Grom and the Grim in the Dark. Oh, cool. Currently painting a whole samurai army. What is that from? I remember a couple years back they had like a Japanese feudal Japan game with some really good miniatures. Was that Warlord Games? Or was that like a board game? I'm trying to remember. I don't think I know the Heater documentary of Blue. The Grim and the Dark. I'm gonna check it out, see if I can find it. So already one of the points of my purge system is following the roadmap, and I'm already deviating, going off course by doing the skin before the pouches and the packs. But I like it. Sometimes the plan is there for you to see that you want to change it. Sometimes rules are meant to be broken, and the plan is meant to show you one way, and then you just choose to go another. The thing I love about assembly line painting is that when you're working, uh, the paint is going to be dry on the first miniature by the time you get to the last. So I can go back and do the highlights now, and maybe the eyeballs, get that out of the way. Yeah, therefore Wargame Atlantic miniatures by using them for the Warlords of... Cool. I'm going to check it out, Blue. The Grim and the Dark. Looks very cool. Sounds really cool. All right, what I'm going to do now is work on the pouches. We're going to get back to the roadmap here. And I've got what I'm going to do so that it's in order is I'm going to paint any sleeping packs, sleeping rolls. I'm going to paint them in Xandri dust so that this can dry, and then I can paint the straps or the belts. I can paint those black. Yeah, I'm kind of all over the place, which is not ideal, but I can see where I am on the roadmap. So I'm going to keep pressing forward in this general direction. Do any of you guys have the new Armageddon box? The WarbossTae of like even 5 years ago would have been right there on opening day, on launch day, right at the door with my money. I think since having my son and my daughters, it's really made me stop before I make a purchase and consider, is this the best use of my Tay bucks? And usually it's not. It's miniature related. That's why I'm a commission painter. All right, I think I need some Balthazar gold for the ammo belts. A couple models of ammo belts. Yeah, I'm gonna have to dig through this. Just want the rules. Yep, me too. I'm gonna have to dig through this bin of paints underneath my table, so I'm gonna mute it so I don't drive any of you crazy, and all right, got it. It's so funny, in the bin, Mornfang Brown upside down looks like Balthazar gold. So I picked up like 2 Mornfang Brown pots, and I was like, these aren't it. That nabbit. But we are good. So I'm going to get back to the ammo belt first. Don't you hate this? Don't you hate when that happens? God, I hate that, man. What I'm gonna do, I found a picture of somebody who took like a paint pot and made it into a miniature. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build some paint pot minis. Yeah, I've got sprues. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make some legs and some arms and just build me some sprue or some paint pots and sprue marines. They also revealed Blue the orcs for 40K have a new truck, and it looks like the same treatment they gave their other fast new vehicles, where it's got like a souped up engine. It looks like a hot rod racer. Um, yeah, I don't know. I took a look at it and I kind of felt nostalgic for the old truck model. I don't think it needed that much of an overhaul, but it's got a lot of that old truck, the old truck like accessories and builds. Like it's got a wrecking ball thing. I don't know if some of these are shells or what these are, but I'll just assume this guy's carrying around a belt of ammo. Here's the other guy. Yeah. I did not ask Alexa to start timing my Pomodoro session. Oh man. It's okay. I'm going by my clock on my iPhone. It's showing 1:09 in the morning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop at 1:25 to take my break. That way, it's kind of like we're all on the same schedule. All right. That's it for that. Okay, I'm going to get to the uh, bed rolls on the rest of the squad. Oh yeah, the other big reveal, Blue, was the Eldar Exodites on like dragons, but they just look like Seraphon dinosaurs. So I guess they're going to release what's supposed to be like a kill team box, but it's Eldar Exodites. I think there's like just three or four dinosaur riders, and then some like companion beasts. So yeah, check that out because that actually looks pretty cool. Eldar riding dinosaurs. Although if you check out RTLW, their Exodite range has them riding sandworms, like from Dune, or like one is riding a sandworm and the other is riding like a dragon. So it's like such a cool pair of minis. So well done. It's 4:10 in the morning there. Yep. You're East Coast guy. My lady and I just finished watching the latest Superman movie. It was weird. I saw the Eldar dinosaur pic. Yeah, you know what? I think my lady loves Henry Cavill, and she just has no interest in the James Gunn um, DC DCEU. She's like, I'm good. I don't have to see anything from that. It looks so silly, and she was like, I don't want to even touch that. I grew up on the Christopher Reeves version. Oh, that's not a bedroll. That's like a pack of something. No bedrolls here? Okay, one bedroll. My client gave me these miniatures already built, so I am just carrying them over the finish line, baby. I love Zandri Dust for bedrolls on miniatures like Astra Militarum or Deathcore Krieg or here, Croatians. I just love like the look of it because once you hit it with Agrax Earthshade. It's going to darken up really nicely. All right, I've got Skin. Fez says, hey, Warboss, it's 10 in the morning here, and I just woke up. Primaris Librarian, you are 9 hours ahead of me. That means you are you in Europe or over the Atlantic? I would think so. Good to see you, Primaris Librarian. All right, I'm gonna advertise this again. This is my favorite tool in my repertoire. This is my favorite because this was only like about $4 from Walmart, and look at how much black paint comes in this tube. Now, a regular tub of Abaddon Black, which will cost you like $7 to $8, would only have like this much. So I am not ever going back to Abaddon Black unless I have like no other black paint, but like one of these is going to last you for years and years and years. So I got my wet palette here beside me, and I'm just going to thin down this black acrylic paint. And then what we're going to do is get into these, like all the gear. Europe. Yep. We're going to get into the gear. I'm not going to do anything on the miniature itself, so I'm not going to do the belt or the harnesses. I'm just working on darkening up the packs and pouches and anything hanging off the back here. Yep, like I said, I've only got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 left, and I think I can finish it. A couple of Pomodoro blocks, and I'm quite sure that I'm barring like my children waking up and screaming their heads off and the entire house waking up, I'm gonna cautiously optimistically say that I'm gonna finish this commission tonight, folks. This is not a sleeping roll. What am I doing? This is a sleeping roll. Wait, maybe it, no, it's not. My eyes are playing tricks on me. Hey, I want to take this opportunity to remind everyone that today's video is brought to you by the WarbossTae Discord, where you can head over to join us in our 2026 Grey Crusade. Paint up some minis, get some work done, smash your backlog and your piles of potential, and have a great time doing it. Linky is in the comments. My lead belcher is about to go the way of the Balthazar Gold. I'm going to paint the shovel in silver. Paint the shovel in silver. No shovel on him. Okay, let's get to work on the rest. I think this is an MP40 because he's holding the front like it is. It's a shorter submachine gun profile. Yeah, earlier on when I was showing off some models I'd already painted, I didn't know that that gun was the Stig 44, and somebody in the comments pointed it out. And I was like, oh, that's so cool that you know that. I used to know that when all I did was veg out and play video games. I could name you every single weapon used by the Americans or the Germans in World War II. All I did was play like Battlefield and Call of Duty. All right, weapons and gear. Let's wait a little bit more to do the belts and the pouches, or the belts and the harnesses rather. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I love ogres. I think they're great. I hope there's no mention of the iron blaster, of lead belchers. So everybody's talking about, oh, maybe they're not going to have any ranged options, but I don't know why they would get rid of the lead belcher and the other troops that have weapons. What am I talking about? I'm just looking for pouches and gear. Hold up. Are those bases on a sprue? Both action and conflict 47 would be so cool for me to collect because I also nerded. Yep. Sadly, the community where I live doesn't even know the. I know, man. It's sad. Like, I used to walk through the store where they sold my hobby store sold these, and they were really trying hard. They gave it some good shelf space. It was pretty visible, and you'd always have like guys coming in and wanting to talk World War II history and whatever, and they just never bought. Just sad that the game has to like basically die because it's not enough people playing and buying it. So I was like, I can do some videos on these Croatians. I can be a part of the conversation. Nice. I have no idea, guys. Do you know what this is? This little canister here. I'm painting in black. I don't know what color it's supposed to be. Luckily, that specific genre of games is being kept alive by. Oh, very cool. $21, so I got about 5 minutes left. I'm pretty sure the tube should be metal. Oh, okay. Like silver metal? I don't know, man. I'm so used to painting my Death Corps of Krieg and my Canadian Shack Troopers. Like seeing all this stowage is kind of throwing me for a loop. All right, that's pretty good. Doing the harnesses now. I try to avoid as much as possible the sleeping roll. these straps in the front. And get your fez tassel too. Yeah, the client actually gave these to me. They were already built and just primed and ready to go. I think building on the sprue is a pretty good idea. The only thing that I have to do is like clip them off and then do the basing, because I can't put all three of them into my little tub of basing materials. But I mean, other than that, it's a pretty good little way of keeping your models all together, not losing track of them. Okay, more like dark metal, like the black metal Krieg armor. Gotcha. Well, I know that. I know how to do that. Is there some 40K movie on streaming service right now? Looks like the tube is a gas mask canister, so metal it is. Okay, sounds good. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do my patented black Krieg dark iron colors. There was a preview for an up-and-coming World Eaters animation. Looks really good. But the Aeronautica Imperialis show that they had, it just ended after 3 episodes. Yep. Okay, we're at 125, so I'm going to put down the brush. I'm going to check off another block on my purge sheet here. So this kind of tells me I've done 25 minutes for each of these blocks. So 2550, 2550, 25 200, or no, 100. Yeah, 2550, 125 minutes I've worked on this one unit, and that's good for you as a painter. If you actually see a visual like record of accountability to show you how long I've been painting. If each of these blocks represents 25 minutes, and I've been painting these guys for 125 minutes, then you can kind of gauge, well, does that mean that I've been going fast? I've been going slow? 125 minutes is 2 hours. 2 hours and 5 minutes. That does not seem like a lot. I feel like, yeah, that does not seem like a lot. 2 hours and 5 minutes to have 4 guys completely done. And the rest, I want to say like maybe 70 to 80% complete. I'm just assembly lining everything right now. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Okay, so yeah, looking ahead at my purge roadmap, I'm very close to the end. I'm right here. Black base coats, dark reaper highlights for the boots and the gear. Then their fez is done. So I'm actually gonna, you know what, now that we're at this certain point, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this like out of sight, out of mind. I got all this done for all of my troops. I got the fez done and the skin. Yep. Okay, it's telling me to shade and highlight, but I don't think I'm going to shade and highlight. I think I'm just going to highlight all of the skin, which I've done for most of them. So the skin is done. That means that the only thing left I have to do is the boots, the gear, which is also like their weapons, just black and dark reaper highlight. Because everybody else has skin. Oh, you know what they need though? They need eyes. And they do need some highlighting on the faces. I can kind of see where they look a little bit sloppy. So, all right, 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes. 2 hours and 5 minutes. Pshaw, I'm just getting started. Yeah, over the past 3 days, I've been knocking out like 1 or 2 blocks, Pomodoro blocks a night. I think the accountability right now of being on a live stream is helping me get these done as well. So it's 1:28. I'm gonna wait 2 more minutes. We're going 25 minutes of work, 5 minutes of rest. Yeah, that Aeronautica Imperialis show, I made a video on it, but I find it so ridiculous that they killed the game, but they are doing this show on like a Navy pilot on in their jets, and it's like, why would you think this is a good idea to greenlight if you don't have the miniatures to sell? Like, I thought you were a miniature company. They just folded Aeronautica Imperialis. They didn't. They kind of just ended it. And so if you have those miniatures, or it's just kind of sad. It would be like if they did a Mordheim animation. Like, oh, here's an animation set in the old world, in the town of Mordheim, and everybody's gonna watch it and be like, "That's pretty awesome. What is that? Is that a game? Let's get it. Let's collect it. Let's paint it." And it's like, nope, Mordheim was a game, but they stopped supporting it, and now it's just like languishing in on the internet. Yeah, let me know what you guys are working on. I do have my bag of Murder Wing. I need to get. I took a picture of all of the instructions on Reddit. I took a bunch of pictures. I just like screenshotted them. So I gotta actually like zoom in and use my phone to build my Murder Wing. All right, I think it's gonna turn any second, so we're gonna get ready for our next block of Pomodoro. And I'm pretty sure this is gonna be it. We're kind of closing in on the finish line here. I just have to get everybody up to the same level. Here we go, 1:30 in the morning. Let's start our second Pomodoro block. All right, and the way I do this is I just take one of these frames and I see, okay, where are we? Weapons. We need to color these weapons. I think Car 98s too have like a wood stock, right? Like a dark brown. I'm thinking I'm gonna use like a maybe Morfang brown. Should I start Blood Angels or Ultramarines? Blood Angels. Definitely Blood Angels. Or Ultramarines. I don't know. You know what's funny? Because everybody hates Ultramarines now because they're the poster boy, they're the golden child, they're on all of the advertisements for new customers and everything. I am actually in a contrarian kind of rebel move. I want to actually collect a small army of Ultramarines, and I want to paint them up really nice and do all of the transfer work and highlights, and like, I just want to do it all, just to bring them out and put them out on the table. And everybody be like, ew, you play Ultramarines, ew. It's such a troll move. Alright. I don't remember. It's been so long since I played a World War II game. What color is the stock of a Car 98? Are fast armies more fun to play? Blood Angels are easier if you want to do cool stuff in the future. And they're fun. Ultramarines New Lore is pretty cool. Do people actually hate on them IRL? I don't think they hate on them IRL. I think it's more of like a, you want to like them. They're the good guys in the setting, and they're like the most recognizably, like immediately recognizable army in the setting. The blue Space Marine is Ultramarines. I think it's more of just a fun, like, little quirky thing to do to hate Ultramarines. Vitrix new models are so clean. I miss the Titus and the Wardens of Ultramar. What I wanted to do was actually paint up some Cadian shock troopers like Ultramar Astra Militarum. I don't know if anybody would find that interesting. This guy's got 2 canisters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint them in black first, just to create a better, like, canvas. Then I'll dry brush some silver. That'll be that. Ultramar Auxilia. I like that Gilliman is smart, but constantly takes on fires he can't win. Every time I think about Gilliman, I think of Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon. I'm getting too old for this. He's died twice now. Oh my gosh. Which Loyalist Primarch comes back next? I'm going to say either Russ or Yagatai. I think those make the most sense. They could do Korax, they could, but I think to sell models, you know, they're like, oh, let's bring back a Primarch that can sell us some models. Or they'll pull some warp shenanigan tomfoolery and somehow have Ferrus Manus or Sanguinius come back. That's also a possibility. I think Vulcan is Armageddon. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. And when you look at all of the, like, the little clues that the Salamanders are sending, like, basically everyone they have, right, to Armageddon, sending all the, like, full battle companies, like their entire lineup is going. La 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 la. Ooh. Sanguinius speed. Yeah, people would be pissed. That would be like if they somehow resurrect Conrad Kurtz and he's like, he turns loyalist. That's the amount of shenanigan tomfoolery that I don't think a lot of people would abide by. Say, oh, the Night Lords are good again. What? He was just misunderstood. Oh. Yep. Yeah, because then, like, how do you address the, like, the Black Rage and the Red Thirst? His death is the whole point of the tragic story of the Blood Angels. I saw this funny meme of, like, Tyranids. He said when the Hive Fleet goes to Baal and eats a bunch of Blood Angel Space Marines, and then it's just like Tyranid warriors walking around shouting, "Horus! Horus, where are you, Horus?" And it's just like Tyranid warriors. Come here, Horus, I'll kill you, Horus. The ultimate sacrifice. Yep. Well, do you mean the Night Lords are good again? They were always good. What are you talking about? The Night Lords have always been really swell guys, really heroes of the Imperium. it's funny because like when you try to make your make some homebrew lore for loyalist night lords, um, there's no outlook where they come out unscathed. Like if they went back to the Imperium, they would be branded as traitors and executed. And Chaos doesn't want them. Even their own fellow night lords, wouldn't want them. So I just think it's funny. Like not everybody, but a lot of people want to do loyalist night lords and just say, oh yeah, they got lost in the warp during the Great Crusade. That's how I would do it. They got lost in the warp. It's not a sleeping room. It's a gas mask canister. There was a store in Hawaii I used to frequent called Armchair Adventurer, and the owner loved historicals, and he had like a group of regulars that would come in and really like just talk about Flames of War and play Flames of War. I don't think bolt action was a thing yet, so it was just Flames of War was the only historical game they could sink their teeth into. So they would just talk about Flames of War all day and how great it was, and how Warhammer Fantasy and Warhammer 40K were just like kids' games. And I remember walking through the Flames of War section of the store and thinking, like, how are there so many miniatures for so many armies? And most of them were like in metal. I was like, this is a lot of minis. And then I would think about Warhammer 40K and fantasy at the time, and I was like, okay, I get it, but it just didn't seem like as popular in my area. Have you guys ever played Flames of War with all the tanks? I assume it's like easy to paint up because you just dry brush or use a airbrush. It's even faster. Paint up a bunch of tanks. Oh, I think that's what Legions Imperialis is supposed to be, right? Large scale battles. Sales would be nuts. I know. Yeah, blue. It's sad when I think about that, because that Armchair Adventurer store, they moved from where they were to a different area of town. Both of my game stores moved, and it was so sad when they did. Okay, let's do. I think for the guns, the Car 98s, I'm gonna need to do the straps. The straps and the stocks. There's nothing like your first friendly local brick and mortar game store. I'm so focused. I'm sorry, I'm not saying anything, guys. So, what do you think of the new reveals? Is there anything that you folks are going to be getting? I think I would like to try my hand at painting some of those ogres. Oh, sorry, just sneezed. Whew. Had to mute the library really quickly. Okay, I managed to cut the bloodletter and mark 10 to size. Now they fit. I just need to glue them and fill the gaps with green stuff. Nice. Nice, nice. Okay, now let's go in and get those canisters. Ogres and Exodites. Yep, they look great. The old world box actually intrigued me. Oh, okay. I think it's funny. I have like no interest in Grand Cathay, but I would love to get those new Chaos guys. And oh man, the dragon, the two-headed Chaos Dragon just looks so sick. All right, let's get those packs. I would convert Grand Cathay miniatures into Golden Cane for Trench Crusade. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see that. I just don't. I don't like the idea of Grand Cathay because they're so complicated and they're all new and they all have so much different areas to paint. Like it sucks, man. I when I got the dwarf battalion for the old world, and I was building those dwarves and just walking down memory lane, remembering how easy those miniatures are to put together. Just like put the front half on the back half and put the arms on, and that's it. It's so easy to put together, and then like the Bretonians, the old school Bretonian knights are so easy to put together. And then like the new Pegasus Lord is like so hard to get the reins where you want them to be. The angle of the reins is like it's 4 different pieces. So stupid. Right, that's pretty good where I want it to be. Black. Yeah, so let's look at the harnesses. Let's look at the pouches, all the stowage and all the gear. All right, coming on it. We're almost at the 25-minute mark, which would be 1:55. So it's like 6 minutes to go. I think I can get these done by then. Harness. Harness, harness. Okay, so their harnesses are ready. I think if I can get all the painting done, then the next thing is going to be the basing. All right, the last thing for them I'm going to do is Dark Reaper highlights, and these are going to be quick. We'll also do his boots, just to show that we care about all of these areas. Canister I'm going to leave silver for now. So what's the word on Trench Crusade? I made a joke meme about how it's imploding because of poor management and poor mods on the Discord team. But it seems to be a very spicy topic. So what I've heard is that the fulfillment of a lot of their early stuff was not that great, and like putting aside all the Discord drama, the actual business of Trench Crusade was not being run very well. They were releasing models or STL files with lots of flaws in them, and they've since fixed that up, I've heard, but just at the beginning it was a mess. And then if you ordered anything through the Kickstarter to support them, it was kind of a gamble whether you would get what you ordered safely without being pretty much like destroyed in the mail. So I don't know, everybody's had a range of experiences with the game. I always like to learn about the the culture of the company first, because that kind of informs so much, you know. Who's the president? Who's the what have they been doing? What else have they released? Do they have the scale, or do they have the ability to scale appropriately? And I feel like Trench Crusade dropped the ball a number of times, and they didn't offer support or customer service or feedback when people would call and be like, hey, what's going on? So for those reasons, I am not a fan, even though the artwork is doing all the lifting for them right now. That artwork is just so great. Oh, I think it's a little bit of a mess. The setting is Earth 1918, but Templar Knights open up literal hell. Yep, but the people that are running them are more in terms of rules. That's what I heard. Yeah, they're saying that we support you using whatever models you want is terrific. It's good for them. You don't have to wait for our models to come out. But they've released the one team, right? The Prussians, the one army, and they are planning to release a starter game box in July, I believe. So we'll see what happens. I would love for them to make it back from the brink, you know what I mean, and to have a good product that people support. But I feel like the way they treated half of their customer base was not a wise decision on their Discord. So I don't know. That could have been handled better. Right, one more minute, folks, one more minute, and I am done with the Dark Reaper highlights. The last thing I have to do now is faces. So that means eyes, and I could do a little bit more highlight on the cheeks. So we're getting there. Assembly line. The greatest thing about assembly line painting is that you're grinding and you're grinding, and you don't see the end. There's no end in sight, and you have to just trust. You have to have faith that it's there, because when you're in the thick of it, you're in the middle of it. It's hard to see the finish line. And then at a certain point, you're looking down and you're like, I have 50 miniatures that I've been grinding, and I'm on like the second to the last step to have them completely finished. And you don't see that finish line coming, it just sneaks up on you. And then all of a sudden, it's like within reach, it's within grasp. I can grasp it. So let's knock out another Pomodoro block. So 1 hour or 2 hours? 2.5 hours. Yeah, 25 minutes, 2.5 hours to get us to this point, which is pretty good. 3 hours for an entire, like, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. For 15 miniatures, 3 hours at a high, what I consider to be like a high tabletop standard. That's good. It's a very good place to be. Yeah, they also released Carcass. Yeah, Carcass Front in plastic. Okay, so they did release it already. Never bought it, but the Prussian kit is genuinely amazing. Yeah, I've seen the Prussian kit. It looks really good. If only, as you said, they didn't do things blindfolded. Yep. Stone Lion, what's up? What do you think about Turnip 28? I just kit bashed my first model for it. I don't know what Turnip 28 is. Is that a game? Is that a setting? Is that like a range? I gotta look it up. All right, I'm in minute 1 of my 5-minute break for this next Pomodoro section. So I'm actually going to stand up and I'm going to run to the kitchen and get a glass of water so I can hydrate and possibly set another cup of coffee going in the brewer. So I will be right back. Stay right there, folks. Grab a glass yourself. Grab a refreshing beverage or whatever you want. Maybe a little snacky, a little sweet snacky. And I'll be right back. I don't know if you folks have never had this. If you ever go to a Japanese restaurant or a Japanese like a market, they have these things called peanut butter mochi, and I love it. It's delicious. Peanut butter mochi, so good. It's a war game heavily featuring kit bash models. Nice. I have to check it out. I've never heard of it before. Yeah. for sure. I have to look it up. It sounds fantastic. Ooh, Primaris Librarian. There's just something about it. The peanut butter in the middle. So ooey gooey. Oh, it's almost, my break's almost up. What is this, Amazon? All right. Good break, good break. It's a good thing about doing a Pomodoro like right on the hour or a half hour is you know exactly where you're going with it. I was thinking maybe I'll do a like an hour long Pomodoro, but no, I think my brain can only juggle talking to you fine folks and painting at the same time for like 25 minutes. All right, 2 o'clock on the dot. Let me take a sip of water and we'll get going. The beauty of this purge method is that like you're really structuring your painting session, so you don't have to worry about getting exhausted or painting to like running yourself into the ground. Yep, it is a sweet treat. Sometimes there's stuff in it like peanut butter or red azuki beans. Sometimes it is covered or dusted in like a light coating called chichi dango, and that's really good too. But it's usually like really ooey and gooey. The Japanese tradition, what I used to do when I was a kid was on New Year's, I would go to the local Japanese temple and I would help them make mochi. You would pound it in these little containers with these giant mallets. Like there'd be like a team of like two. There'd be one guy. Okay, so imagine this. Now that I find it so funny, there's one like wooden bucket with a or like wooden like container with a groove at the bottom for the mochi, and one person would be kneeling next to this container, and this giant ball of mochi would be in the middle, and it'd be so hot, like super hot, and there'd be two guys with sledgehammers, wooden sledgehammers on either side, and they would just go pack, 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 and they'd be hitting the mochi, and it would be kind of like in rhythm because the guy kneeling beside the barrel would have to reach in like almost every single time and flip the mochi and move it and fold it, and like the goal was that they do it in enough of a rhythm that they could keep doing it and not get exhausted, and uh, at the same time not um, crush whose ever fingers was the guy that was unlucky enough to be on turning duty that day. Yeah, good memories. Good memories. Yeah, rice ball thingy. Chewy and served like ice cream. Mm-hmm. Reposing a leg for the Night Lord right now. Oh, cool. I am half Japanese, actually. Yep. I am Japanese on my mother's side. Which is funny because I think that like I knew someone in high school whose name was Jin Tae, and I've seen Tae used a lot by like a Korean, like as a Korean name, Tae. I think I'm the only WarbossTae I know though, so I got that going for me. Bro, I leave for a few days and this guy starts painting real world military. Hey, you know, whatever, wherever the commissions are, that's where I'm gonna go. I'm broadening my experience as a painter. So this is a mix of Bugman's Glow, and Cadian Flesh Tone. And it looks like all of these guys are slightly older. I don't know if it's the sculpts or it's just the... I don't know what it is, but yeah, these guys do look a little bit like they've been around the block a little bit. What's going on? What are you guys working on this morning? Blue's got some Jaegers and Murder Wing. I gotta build up my Murder Wing. That's like the second part of this commission is the Murder Wing. So as soon as these guys done and dusted, I'm gonna be heading back to 40k for some Murder Wing. This guy looks like he's about to sneeze. Are you okay, Uncle? Chew, what am I doing? I love highlighting skin, like highlighting faces, working on faces. That's my favorite thing. All right. Are we at eyeballs? I think so. We're at eyeballs, gentlemen. We're at eyeballs. It's going to be eyeballs and then bases, and then I'm done. Oh my goodness. I was checking out the rules for Warp Talons. Why are they so bad? Because Games Workshop cannot write rules for awesome models. Eyeballs. Why does it have to always be eyeballs? All right, let's do it. I got some white scar, barely holding on. I don't want to dig through my bin of paints to find my Pro Acryl Bold Titanium White. So there she is, folks. There's my white scar. Ugh, gross. Eyes and teeth, bro. I can't even paint Space Marine Island. Yeah, I know. Infantry ticklers, that's funny. All right, so let's knock through all of these eyeballs really quickly. Yeah, I know. Sure does. Okay, I'm trying not to hit my phone in the mount here. I'm really I'm putting in more work than I need to because these guys are all squinting. I think the sculptors were trying to help me out by not creating very visible eyeballs, but because I'm a total sadist, masochist. That's the word. Because I'm a total masochist, I'm gonna. Ooh. Look at that. Can you believe I got that? Look at that eyeball. Look at that eyeball. Oh my gosh. It's like painted with a cat whisker. Corn Pop. Sleepy Joe. Oh my god. This guy looks like Eugene Levy. This guy looks like Joe Biden. Stay on target. Stay on target. This guy, look at this guy's face. All right. So it helps to have a good brush, and I use Golden Maple size 2/0. If you head over to the Golden Maple website and you check out any brushes, if you use my promo code WART, WART, because our good friends overseas thought it would be funny to make my promo code WART, then you will get 10% off. That's pretty good. Look at that one. When I was in high school, I was in the air rifle team, and one of the things I always remember is them saying, like, get onto target, then exhale, and just gently pull the trigger. Squeeze, not squeeze. What's the word? Pull the trigger back. Squeeze it, like, very gently. This is another Biden face. May the force be with you. My brush looks like it's been thrust in the wall. Tip isn't even sharp. It's flat. I actually want to get some brush restorer. I've seen a couple people using brush restorers to bring life back to their old brushes, and I want to give it a try because I have spent some money on my brushes, and the fact that, like, I can't use them anymore. This guy looks like Joaquin Phoenix. I could just do like a Rakeland flesh shade and not even worry about it, but I'm a stickler. I'm a glutton for punishment. That's the word. I use Gentastic's Duncan brush group for my drunken. Okay, I'll check it out. This is good. I love when I'm able to get a lead on a product or share a product, with my audience. This guy looks like Clinton. Why do I have former presidents on the brain? My thinnest brush looks like it was left for 4 years and was just released on good behavior. Oh, Primaris, no. Corn does not care from where the blood flows. All right. Not good for your health. I think the worst cut I ever had, I was making a video. This is back when I lived in Hawaii. And I think my finger was bleeding. I think I just grabbed a Kleenex and wrapped it around my finger and kept painting and kept filming. I don't even remember what that was for. I must have been assembling something. And I think, yeah, I had my hobby knife and it cut through the sprue and it went straight down into my thumb. My finger's been through it. Yeesh. I know, that's how I felt about these brushes, Blue. Yeah. I think my sister was like, "What's wrong with you? Your fingers all busted up." I said, "Yep, I cut myself. It's the dangerous life of a YouTuber." This guy's so squinty. I think I might just leave his eyes the way they are. Most of these guys are so squinty. I'm not gonna. Here, this guy, I think he needs whites. I think most of these guys, if they're shouting or they're squinting, then giving them eyeballs would be doing just more work than I need to. So I just keep them. Yeah, this guy needs eyes. That's a face right there. That is a face right there. That's why that I completely missed his eyeball. There we go. The thing I've learned about painting eyeballs is that it's very easy to make them too big so that your models all look shocked and flabbergasted rather than like in the middle of a war zone. So always err on the side of smaller. Oop. This white scar is so terrible. Ah, oh, stand up for yourselves. I'll call Kato and Dune Guy. That ones were great for bloody noses. Just cut the string so you don't have that dangling. Woo! Dot the eyes, dot the eyes. That's a good one. This guy looks like Jacob Elordi. Messed that up. Yep, the good thing is that with the power of more black paint, you can just push the paint up. I am having the weirdest case of deja vu, guys. I feel like I've done a live stream where this exact tampon conversation happened. Isn't that weird? I feel like I slipped through a wormhole or something. This is so weird. No. No. Sam Neill in Event Horizon. Just push it up. Good as new. All fixed. Right, we're leaving that guy. We're leaving that guy. Event Horizon is a 40K prequel. Oh, look at that! I got his eyeball, like from the top of his eye. That's so good. I'm gonna screw up the other side. I just know it now, because that side is so perfect. Look at that. That's amazing. That is so. I just want to look at that for a second. That might be my best placed eyeball I've ever done. And the other side is all big and droopy. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of cleanup, but let's see if I can get a matching eyeball on this side. Boop. Bro! Those Croatians. Hey, what are you doing with that pie there, son? My eyes! Let's get you fixed up, Grandpa Joe. Whew, that's a mess. Look at that. That is a mess. Luckily, everything can be fixed. It's the wonderful thing about our hobby, isn't it, guys? Every mistake, just need to step back, take a deep breath, and go back one step. In this case, the skin of the skin tone. Start with his left eye. And just like that, bada bing, bada boom. Look at that. Not perfect, but it'll do. Miniatures paint me. I used to have this joke when I would do shows. When I used to be in theater, I would get, like, go into a rehearsal or whatever, and pretend I don't need my script and just kind of wing it. And then, like, when somebody else would ask me, like, "Tay, where's your script? Did you read the script? Are you reading the script?" I would act like a diva and I go, "I don't read scripts. The script reads me." All right, this guy looks like what's his name? Don Knotts. Oh, okay, Andy Griffith. Got some eyeballs on me. Oop. Oh man, that's great. Look at this. Terrible. Yep, don't think about it too much. Let the miniatures do what they're gonna do. Look at that. I'm 2 minutes away from the end of my Pomodoro method, and I don't want to overstay my welcome, so I'm not gonna stretch it to 45 and 15. I'm gonna keep it. Ooh, brother man looks like he's from the back rooms. These janky eyes. Close enough. The U of the purge method is understand your victory conditions. It is not, my victory conditions is not a golden demon winning eyeball. It is, I just want to get the face painted and keep on going. So that's what I'm doing. Do some Agrax Earthshade on these bedrolls. Oh, it's 2:25, so I gotta take my break. I hear a baby crying. So yeah, I kind of stopped doing live streams a while back, guys, because my kids just were not sleeping at night. They were having night terrors and waking up, and my poor lady boss was exhausted all the time. So I would have to be helping to put the babies back to sleep, which is just like, carrying them and shushing them and singing to them and stuff. But that's kind of the reason why I haven't been painting as much live on camera. I haven't wanted to put you all through that again, where I would leave for like hours and hours and you guys would just be sitting there waiting for me to come back. It's not fun. Nice, Primaris, very good. Okay. I've already 1 minute in, so I'm gonna chill out. I've got my glass of water. I am going to cross my fingers that my baby goes back to sleep. I hear her crying, and either one of two things is going to happen at this point. My lady boss is going to call me or send me a text message saying to get my butt upstairs and help with these screaming babies, or they're going to go back to sleep and everything will be nice and calm for the final Pomodoro block. Oh, I got a mark. It's another gamified thing. 25, 50, 75, 100, 150, 175 minutes. So almost 3 hours. And they are just about done. I think I am going to paint the silver tips of the bullets on this guy's ammo belt. But other than that, I'm going to clip these guys out, clean up the little nubbins on their bases, and dip them in gaming fast drying glue, and dip them in my Geek Gaming. I think they're called like I think this is Highlands mix. And then this will be done. Then I can move on to my murder wing. But yeah, that's the purge system. It has been in the works. I've been developing it for a while. The thing that makes it work is treating it like a system. You know what I mean? Like always knowing what each of the letters in the acronym stand for and falling back to the roadmap. There's a couple things that make the purge system different than other like hobby philosophies, like painting techniques and stuff. Like you could just look up online, right, how to paint a Space Marine or how to paint an orc. But I think what it doesn't tell you, what those tutorials don't tell you that my system does, is that your brain, your mental health, your peace of mind comes first. And grinding yourself to stay awake, forcing yourself to stay awake and paint and hobby, feeling yourself be exhausted at the table because you're not blocking your hobby time into blocks is very destructive. Or having 100 projects scattered on your desk, all looking at you, waiting for you to finish what's right in front of you so you can pick them up and look at them and decide, nah, not tonight, and put them away. That is not good for your mental health. Having a messy, cluttered desk at the end of the day, so that I turn off my lamp and I leave and all I have is like scattered paints and brushes and bits that I clipped out and left on the mat, it's not good. So I've lived through this hobby 35 years. I've been painting miniatures for 35 years, and I've distilled what I think are the best tips in this purge system, not just for painting miniatures and getting rid of your backlogs, but keeping you in a like a calm, clear frame of mind to want to get back to the table and to want to paint and to want to engage in the hobby. Because there have been some times where I've done like a painting challenge, like a WarbossTae painting challenge, and 2:30, and I just get so burnt out because of real life and trying to finish on time, like setting crazy, unrealistic expectations for myself, and failing miserably, and then getting depressed because I didn't make the goal that I had set for myself. So yeah, it's just a lifetime of learning, and I'm I'm excited for this part of my journey in the hobby to share it with you. So if you want me to help you make a purge system and work with you one-on-one on your armies, not just for the 8 of you who happen to be here right now, but for anybody who's watching this live stream, you can check out the link. It's going to take you to my Calendly, where you can book a session with me. I've got a 1-hour session to just set everything up with you, and we could do it on Zoom. And then once you get going, we could do a follow-up in like a month's time to check in, see how you're doing, and that would cost less because it would only be for half an hour, whereas the first one would be for a whole hour. And I'm talking about like me and you working out what are your long-term goals, what do you want to have painted, and you can use this purge system to do anything. I think the system works great and transfers across all different games, all different genres. It's more just like a mindset thing, having a positive mindset. So that's it. That's the purge system that I've been working on. Did you get those from the ground? Teach me your ways. Did I get what from the ground? The my basing material? Okay, now I'm gonna clip. Because I've got 28 minutes. If I have to, I'm gonna go the whole half hour, just so I don't have to do one more block. But I think I can do it. I think I can do it in 23 minutes. I hear Eye of the Tiger playing. Zoom out just a little bit so I can show you guys the full scope of what I'm doing here. And one thing I want to stress out to you, I want to stress, not stress out, but one thing I want to stress to you folks watching is that you are the limit that you're working against. You are your worst opponent in this hobby. Sometimes we want things to be perfect, and they're not going to be, and we shouldn't worry that they aren't. Go study, Primaris Librarian. Go study, my friend. We'll be here. Maybe you should study, and then after a certain point, treat yourself to a little bit of hobby time. That sounds pretty cool. Pomodoro method, baby. Some of these aren't too bad. We can just scrape them. All right, bye, Primaris. See you later, buddy. The basing, yes. It's from Geek Gaming Scenics. I think they're called Highlands. This is a particular product. I think it's called like Highlands. It's rocks and grass and different size pebbles and stuff. It's a base ready scatter, which means that it comes to you in like a little plastic baggie. And what I've done is I switched it over to this plastic tub because I could just dip my miniatures into this tub. And you could use white PVA glue like Elmer's glue, but I really love the fast drying glue that comes from the company because it's meant to flow and adhere and stick to the base and the basing material. But the past couple of times I've looked at the website, it's been sold out, this basing glue. So I would just use like Elmer's glue, and I think you might water it down a little bit. These models are so fragile. Like I'm afraid of like knocking them or grabbing them the wrong way and bending off their guns and breaking them off the bases. What I use is a long skewer stick. It's like a long toothpick, and it helps me to get in between the legs and all around the base. And it saves my brushes from having to move around glue. All right, cleaned, ready to go. So here's my basing glue. Yeah, the company's called Geek Gaming Scenics. You could find them online. They have a web store. I don't know if they're based in the UK, but all of the stuff that I'm using I actually got from ordering on eBay. I guess they work with resellers and retailers, right? And so that's where I bought mine, on eBay. So I'm just getting it out of the bottle. I forgot to paint that ammo can. I think that ammo can would be green. Or I'm not sure. Is that like, was the Allies only green? Were these guys different color? I don't know. All right, so I use my skewer stick to just spread it all around here, and I'm going to take my bin here. That's it. If there's anything specific you want, like a certain size rock or whatever, you just dip it in the base once or twice, and then put a dot of glue wherever you want, and then put the like the rock or whatever on top afterwards. Or if you're doing like a battlefield and say I wanted to put a skull at a certain spot, then I would just do the base scatter first. So you have the model based, and then Put down a dot of glue. And then put the skull in place. I think the authenticity of the World War II mod, like the accuracy of uniforms and stuff. I'm never going to be like serious into World War II historical gaming, but that is something that some people might be like, well, actually, that color of camouflage was not utilized by the army until late 1944. You know what army I really feel bad that I missed when it came out was the Red Corsairs army box. That was such a cool box, even though it had the same Terminators that Chaos has had for forever now. The Red Corsair specific troops were like really cool to look at. It had a different, distinct vibe. Like, we're not Chaos, we're just anti-Imperium. Like, we're not all mutated Chaos, is what I meant to say. We're not all tentacles and bird wings. You're completing that detachment real fast. Yeah, we don't negotiate with nerds. Yeah. I feel like they could have gone more with, well, I don't know. You know, it's always been my idea that Games Workshop could have made so much money if they made Legion specific Chaos upgrade kits like they did for all the Loyalist chapters. Like they did all the Primaris upgrades, right? If they had done like a Night Lords or an Iron Warriors kit, it would have been so cool with transfers and all of the trimmings. Games Workshop don't care about Chaos Space Marines. All they care about is Ultramarines. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Iron Warriors, like that latest combat patrol that came out and had the Iron Warriors upgrade sprue, like but yeah, what about Alpha Legion? I guess Emperor's Children got all of their own like releases, right? They're not stressing out about using conversions and kit bashes like you would with any other upgrade sprue. Like, oh, you got the Salamanders upgrade sprue. Okay, just take a regular Primaris Marine and put on these shoulder pads. I feel like the Emperor's Children bypassed all that by just having a whole like army, a whole new army release. I keep saying this in the comments of my other videos about this topic, but it's like you have it's so sad because you have people that actually want to play as Ultramarines. They want to be the good guys. They played Space Marine 2. They liked being Titus. They want to explore the tabletop in his shoes and be an Ultramarines player. And it's like Games Workshop is making it so that nobody wants to be an Ultramarines player. Or, what's even worse, people at the club are going to be dismissive or discouraging if you tell them, yeah, I want to play as an Ultramarine. I want to be an Ultramarines player because I really like the video game. Hey, come on, GW, just lay off a little bit. Causing people who actually play Ultramarines to not want to play them anymore. How are we looking on time? 2:45. All right, that's good. I have 10 minutes to finish. A highly overlooked step in the purge system is understanding your limits. Like I could just keep going back and forth between colors and fixing and adjusting, and it wouldn't do me any good because it would be getting me no closer to the finish line. By saying I want my miniatures to be tabletop ready, high tabletop ready, I want them to have eyes unless they're obviously really squinting. I want them to have a camo pattern that is consistent and authentic. All that is really good. Like understand what you need to do to get to the finish line. Understand your victory conditions, basically. And I really hope Geek Gaming stays afloat for as long as possible. Because I love their base ready scatter. I've never used a company with base scatter as good. Warboss, if you were to make a custom Space Marine Legion, what would you call it? I don't know. I think I did have an idea for like a Space Marine like chapter. What was it? I had a name and everything, and I thought it was like super funny because it was like a play on words. What was it? I don't remember. I got to think about it. The WarbossTaes. The warp bosses. This is the kind of dad humor that comes out on my after the fourth Pomodoro of the night. Tater tots. That's pretty funny. All right. I'm going to call it there for these guys. Know when you are done. Know when you've won. I'm done. Players. That does it. 50, 100, 50, 200. So 200 minutes, so that's like 3 hours and 20 minutes, like 3.5 hours for a unit of 3, 6, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 bolt action Croatians. Let's log it. Let's log it. 15 bolt action Croatians finished in, yeah, let's just double check. 5, 10, 15, 20, 200 minutes. So that's 3 hours, 20 mins. Done. 3 hours and 20 minutes. Very happy. So let's take a little victory lap. Not bad for 3 hours and 20 minutes, guys. Everybody face forward for the family photo. Three hours and 20 minutes. I got to make some YouTube shorts on this because this is like this is an achievement. I haven't batch painted to completion in a while. Like most people, I've started projects that I didn't finish, and being able to finish this one feels really good. First of all, because it is for a client, and second of all, because I needed to challenge myself to get this done, and I did it using my system, using the PURGE system. This is great. It's a proof of concept. It works. Apply it and just paint by it and use it and just knuckle down and like go for it. You know what I mean? Don't lose your motive. Even if you do lose your motivation, the thing that is always going to help you is your roadmap. Because even if I was like, I don't feel it, I'm not inspired to paint, I don't think I want to go through with it tonight, all I have to do is just not even think about it, disconnect from the want and the inspiration and the muse, and just say like, okay, you know what, I'm on boots and gear. I need black and dark reaper. Those are the only two paints I need to worry about. I'm not going to think about anything else. I'm not going to worry about anything else. I'm not going to think about how I'm tired or how I'm unmotivated to paint. I'm just going to start the timer. 25 minutes of focus work and 5 minutes of rest until it gets done. And then it gets done. Eventually, sooner or later, you keep your nose to the grindstone and keep working and keep grinding it out, and it gets done. Whew, not bad at all. So I'm really pleased with it. All right, if you are watching, if you are not one of the 8 people currently in this live, or even if you are, and if you would like me to help you work out your own PURGE data sheet and battle plan for whatever project you're working on, click the link in the description. It's going to take you to my Calendly, where you can schedule a meeting with me for 1 hour, 60 minutes. We will talk about your backlog, how to start smashing through it and attacking it, and getting you to the point where you feel happy and positive about painting again. And yeah, so the next thing I'm going to do is the E of the PURGE system, which is exit clean. I don't need paints for this part. All I need to build my murder wing are my clippers, the hobby knife, and my plastic glue. Everything else is going to go away. This is going to go into a Tupperware for my client. Paints are going to go away. Everything else is going to either be put away or thrown away. And I cannot wait to move on to the next one. I think I am going to have to go off and build the murder wing because I don't have the instructions to look at. But rest assured, when they are built up and ready to go, I am going to come back and I'm going to I'm gonna paint them again. I'm gonna use the PURGE system. I'm gonna make my roadmap, and you're gonna see this system for everything that I'm working on from now on, because it really does get me to get me across the finish line, which is I think what we all want. Knock out our piles of shame, destroy the backlogs, and be happy with the hobby again. All right, thanks for joining me, everybody. I hope you had a great time, and I'm so glad I got to hang out with you all. it was a lot of fun. When I build my murder wing, I'm going to be coming back and we'll be working again. So I hope you have a great night or a great morning wherever you are in the world, and I will see you in the next one. Latest player.